Have you ever wondered how some people walk through fire and don't flinch? They lose their job, their relationship falls apart, the world spits in their face, and yet they remain still. No panic, no breakdown, just calm, clarity, presence. What do they know that the rest of us don't? Why do most people shatter under pressure, while a few seem unshakable? The answer lies not in what happens to them, but in how they see. This is the untouchable mind, and once you understand it, you'll never be the same. Most people live life in a constant state of reaction. Someone cuts them off in traffic, boom, rage. A coworker makes a snarky comment. Their whole mood shifts. A stranger looks at them funny. Suddenly, self-doubt creeps in. But what if you didn't react at all? What if nothing and no one had the power to shake your peace? Carl Jung once said, "Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves." Most people never realize you're not reacting to the world. You're reacting to your interpretation of it. Here's the truth. If someone calls you a failure and it stings, it's because a part of you fears it might be true. If someone ignores you and you feel hurt, it's because you're still chasing validation. That pain doesn't come from them. It comes from you. Deep inside every one of us is a part we try to ignore. The shadow self. It's the part that carries your wounds. The fear of not being good enough, the need to be liked, the anger you never expressed, the rejection you never healed from. And whenever life triggers you, it's not creating the wound, it's revealing it. The insult didn't hurt you. It found something already hurting inside of you. This is why two people can experience the same event. One crumbles, the other rises. The difference? Perception. Not what happens, but what they make it mean. Carl Jung put it perfectly. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Your perception is not fixed. It's a lens, and the more aware you become, the clearer the lens gets. Eventually, you stop reacting and start observing. Most people are control freaks, and they don't even realize it. They want to control how people treat them. They want everything to go according to plan. They want life to be predictable. But here's the twist. The more you try to control life, the more it controls you. If you need people to respect you, you've handed them your power. If you need outcomes to go a certain way, you're a prisoner of your own expectations. Real strength? It's not controlling your environment. It's mastering your response. Now let's be clear. Detachment isn't about becoming cold, emotionless, or uncaring. It's about becoming so deeply grounded in yourself that nothing outside of you has the power to pull you off center. It's like a storm. Thunder crashes, wind howls, lightning flashes. But high above it all is the sky. Still, silent, untouched. You are not the storm. You are the sky. Here's the scientific gold. Neuroscience shows us that emotional reactivity is a habit. It's a pattern your brain strengthens every time you react. But here's the good news. You can rewire it. Through mindfulness, cognitive reframing, and intentional awareness, you can literally reshape your emotional response. That's how the untouchable mind is built. Not by escaping the world, but by transforming your relationship with it. Most people are pawns on the chessboard of life. They react to every move, every insult, every twist of fate. But some rise above. They become the player, the one making the moves. And some go even further. They become the observer, watching the entire game unfold without being pulled into it. That's the path of mastery. That's how you go from being triggered to being untouchable. Here's the scientific gold. Neuroscience shows us that emotional reactivity is a habit. It's a pattern your brain strengthens every time you react. But here's the good news. You can rewire it. Through mindfulness, cognitive reframing, and intentional awareness, you can literally reshape your emotional response. That's how the untouchable mind is built. Not by escaping the world, but by transforming your relationship with it. Here's the paradox. The moment you stop chasing validation, people start seeking yours. The moment you stop resisting life, opportunities flow to you. The moment you stop reacting, everything starts responding. This isn't magic, it's alignment. When your inner world is still, clear, and grounded, your outer world begins to mirror that peace. People feel your energy. They can't trigger you. They can't manipulate you. They can't pull you into their chaos, because you no longer dance to their rhythm. You move to your own. So, the next time life throws something at you, pause. Feel the emotion rise, but don't let it hijack you. Observe it. Study it. Ask, what inside me is reacting right now? Because in that moment, you reclaim your power. You stop being a puppet and become the one pulling the strings. That's the untouchable mind. Carl Jung didn't believe in silencing your emotions. He believed in integrating them. He taught that the parts of ourselves we push away, the jealousy, the fear, the insecurity, don't disappear. They grow stronger in the dark. What you suppress eventually possesses you. The key isn't pretending to be fearless. It's facing what scares you and walking through it with awareness. The strongest minds don't avoid darkness. They befriend it. They understand that every emotion, even the ugly ones, are signals, messages from the unconscious, road signs on the path to self-mastery. And when you listen, really listen, you don't just gain control, you gain clarity. You've heard people say it, I just stopped caring. But here's the real flex. Don't stop caring about everything. Stop caring about things that don't serve your growth. Stop caring if strangers like you. Stop caring if your plan gets disrupted. Stop caring if people misunderstand your silence. Start caring about this instead. Inner alignment, mental stillness, living from purpose, not pressure. Because when you care too much about the external, you abandon the internal. You become a mirror for the world, instead of a window to yourself. Detachment is power. It doesn't make you careless. It makes you clear. In a world addicted to noise, silence is a rebellion. Not just outer silence, but inner stillness. The kind of silence where thoughts come and go, and none of them own you. This is where real insight is born. Not in panic, not in chaos, but in pause. Jung called it the self, the deeper layer beneath ego and identity. The part of you untouched by fear, loss, or approval. And the more time you spend there, the less the world can touch you. Because peace isn't the absence of problems. It's the presence of perspective. Most people walk through life repeating the same emotional cycles, not because they want to, but because they've attached their identity to them. I'm just an anxious person. I've always had anger issues. I overthink everything. Number. That's not who you are. That's a story. And stories can be rewritten. Your mind isn't fixed. It's programmable. Every time you respond differently, every time you pause, breathe, observe, you're rewriting code. Eventually, the reactions fade, the triggers lose their grip, and a new identity emerges. Still, wise, unshakable. That's not fantasy, that's neuroplasticity. There's one teacher that never lies. Death. When you realize your time is limited, you stop wasting it on meaningless battles. You stop chasing people who were never meant to stay. You stop trying to control a world that was never yours to own. And instead, you start living with intention, with depth, with presence. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, said, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." This isn't morbid, it's liberation. When death becomes your teacher, you finally start living like you mean it. So here's your choice. Keep reacting. Keep getting pulled by the strings of the world, or cut them. Observe, reflect, rise. Become the one who walks through fire and doesn't flinch. Not because the fire isn't hot, but because the mind is still. Build the untouchable mind and let the world watch in silence as you become the calm in the chaos.